Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here, and happy birthday to those of you who are born under the sign of Gemini, because this is your time. That's why I'm starting this series of readings with your sign. And so as the month, I'm not going to say as the month begins, but this is the central theme of the month is the Hermit card, and this is a card of contemplation. So this is very different than the typical Gemini energy that's very extroverted, very talkative, very social. And this is a contemplative energy. This is somebody who is going within for some reason. Maybe there's a important decision or issue that you're dealing with that you are becoming very philosophical about and kind of tuning out the noise of the world. Maybe there is something that you're training for even. This could even be job related, like you're becoming some kind of like shaman or something, and you have to spend time by yourself, or you're going to some spiritual retreat. We do have in the past position the Seven of Pentacles, so it seems like you've been investing your time in something and wondering, is this kind of like going to pan out? Is this something that I should continue to put my energy into? One of the things that I notice is that people either tend to give up too quickly, or they don't give up quickly enough when they're testing something out. If you've got like a good connection with your intuition, you can get a basic read. If you're, let's say you've started a business and you've given it a certain amount of time, and if it just isn't working, you may throw in the towel too soon because you were unrealistic about like how long it was going to take to catch on. However, sometimes you can notice, like if you have different aspects of your business that are working, that people are liking certain things, that it's going to catch on eventually. It just is that it's at the very beginning and it's not going to just happen right away. But sometimes people are in denial and there's a disconnect and they just stay and do it too long. So the Seven of Pentacles is a very important thing where we take stock in something. And the same thing goes for relationships. You're in a relationship or you're dating somebody and you're seeing, okay, how do we mesh? Do we really get on well? And being very aware of it on the multiple fronts, not just, oh wow, he's really hot. Yeah, he's great because he's really hot. But like, can we talk? Can we have conversations? Do we tend to clash a lot because we have totally different ways of looking at the world? And is this something that I can see myself in for the long haul? So it's really interchangeable between that and with the any kind of job situation. Excuse me, because with whether it's working for somebody else or for yourself, you're putting in time and effort, and that is something that has to show you that there is hope that this is going to really continue. You don't want to just keep throwing money at something or throwing your energy at something and just coming up with nothing or very little to show for it. So, but the Seven of Pentacles is the farmer's card. So it's talking about that harvest. And the harvest has to come in. If the farmer is, halfway through the season and has like, really scant crops, they may call it a wash because it's like, it's not working. And it has to work to a certain level for it to be viable. The higher message is the Hierophant, and this is a card of kind of like tradition, can be a card of marriage. So this is a card that's connected to Taurus. The one thing about this card is that it's talking about the tried and the true. And also with tradition, like if you're dating somebody and you're trying to see, like, do we really have a future together? As a higher message, the Hierophant is like, this isn't about assessing a fling. This is about assessing something that is for the rest of your life. Because the Hierophant is about, just that traditional type of relationship, which in the past was you get married for life. You get in a relationship. So nowadays, even people who get married, they might not make such a big deal out of it because it's not that big of a deal to get divorced. It's not scandalous anymore. So they kind of like don't necessarily value it that much going into it. And it could be more about the party than about the commitment. So the Hierophant is about keeping it old school. But also for your benefit, really, because it's really about being constant with something and about the traditions being meaningful. Like, if something lasts, that means that it has a definite value, that there's a value to it. And because sometimes we think of something as is like traditional, that it's old-fashioned and therefore it's not something that we should care about. And this is like, no, that's not true at all. We have to honor what has come before us, because there is, if it's still around, it must have something going for it. That doesn't mean we have to mindlessly conform, though, obviously. What crosses you is represented by the Ace of Cups. So in some cases, this can be a situation where you've gotten into something that maybe is profitable and you can see the growth, but it's not in alignment with your spiritual values, and that's kind of a conflict with you, especially if you're a Gemini and you have Taurus placements, your personal planets. It could be the moon, but especially with Venus and Mars, that you tend to look at that aspect as being, the most important. The other thing too is that in relationships, this could be like, it's preventing you, this situation is preventing you from finding your true love because you're looking too much at somebody for maybe reasons that are not particularly about love. Maybe this person is, perhaps they are like an earth sign like Taurus, and they make a good living, and that to you is your first thing that, off your checklist, and yet you're not having that soul connection with the Ace of Cups, that you can have that new relationship that's actually based on that. Perhaps you're thinking about your marriage and you're thinking it's time to divorce, and you have a new person that you're in love with, and the Ace of Cups is in that challenged position because you can't start a new relationship. You haven't even dealt with the one that you have right now. So that's why you're doing soul searching. But in any case, there's a saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I look at the Ace of Cups as doing something that's coming from the heart. Wow, well, we have another thing. What's coming in are the advice is the Ace of Pentacles. This could be a new job, and it could be like a practical job, but it looks to me like, based on the outcome card, that we have creativity with this. So this could be also what the cups represent. The Empress is the outcome. Now, the Empress is connected to Venus, So this could bring some sort of financial boost. These are 2 good money cards. The Ace of Pentacles and the Three of... I always say that's known as the Three of Empress. And the Empress card. These are both cards that are connected with money. The Empress is connected to abundance because of the number 3. And the other thing that is interesting, it's connected to creativity. So with the Ace of Cups, that's what I was saying. It's like you get a job, but it doesn't offer... You have a job that maybe pays well, but it doesn't offer creativity. And the Empress connects to Taurus and to Libra, so there's that Taurus, just like the Hierophant. So maybe this is a Taurus individual. If it is, this person is a good, I was going to say a good foil to you in terms of being more grounded, and they can offer you a practical side of life. And you can offer them a lot of ingenious ideas, and that can even be good for people who work together as a team. So yeah, very interesting. You have like a mix of energies here, Gemini, the spiritual and the material, but both look very good. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.